to copy the thing, copy the link over. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ed. Okay. Okay, so I would like to call the meeting to order at 10:08 a.m. Sorry, I'm like typing as I do this. And
That's okay.
today that's okay. So we have myself, Michelle, and Malia. And, oh, sorry, I'm like,
No, that's me. I just copied it over because I always take
no,
notes
it's okay. I'm
myself.
typing things in the wrong place. I'll just have to fix these up when we're done so they don't take too long. Okay, so does anyone have anything that we need to quickly discuss before we go into executive session? Nope, everyone's good?
Yeah, unless you just wanted to talk about it now, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be ready to do those motions or appropriation transfers, and I was going
Right.
to recommend to Jim and Randy to remove them from the agenda for June 10th meeting, Monday, the school committee meeting.
Okay.
Don't want to have to do it twice.
So you want to move those to June 24th school
24th.
committee meeting?
If
Okay.
appropriate, because that might be one that's not recorded as well for some reason. There's something going on where we can't record it.
We weren't going to. Yeah.
Oh, the 24th?
Yeah. So
yeah, that was the working meeting about goals and things.
Oh.
And
so then we can do it on July 7th. That's fine.
Yeah.
And that gives us it and then we can discuss it next business and finance if we get one in before the end of June.
We can. The only risk with July 7th is if for some reason we don't have quorum and don't have the meeting, then it's not going to be done by the 15th. But hopefully it will be.
Yeah. And again, I don't think it's the end of the world. If it happens, it happens. It's not like we haven't been doing them.
Okay.
Like it's not going to be what do you want to call it, fiscal like fall apart or anything like that. It's just changing budgetary information.
Okay. All right, so we can move it to the July 7th meeting if you think that it's going to be more accurate.
And do you think you're going to try to do a business and finance meeting before
the July 7th meeting? Oh wait, it's not the 7th. When is the meeting?
10th.
10th. Thank you.
I think it's the 10th. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hang on.
It's
I'll tell you.
It's July 8th.
It's July 8th, right? Because I was like, wait, I'm not back yet. Yeah, we'll have him. Yeah, we'll definitely have him.
Because I am still wildly optimistic.
Assuming that I am, if I am chair, but whoever is, I'm assuming we would have another meeting before.
I think we're going to be forced to. We should have a draft audit by then. We're going to have some things that I like more so than just appropriations. Like I'm hoping we have a draft audit for FY23.
Right.
Even how we're wrapping up the year. Like I'd really like to be like,
right.
This is where we're wrapping up and just some final
right
on that. So
if I'm running it, I don't know if you'll have stuff ready by then. I'm probably going to try to do it the last week in June then, because that first week in July I'm away in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
And obviously I can Google Meet in if I have to, but it's a dance comp and I don't know what my schedule is going to be. So
always fun.
Yeah.
And I won't know till like a week before. Yeah. So
you have a dance comp on July 4th week? That's crazy.
Living the dream, Malia. Living the dream.
That's crazy.
I'm available on that whole week, the last week, and I.
Okay. Is that too early for you to get stuff done?
What would be best would be, later, like if we did, I know they're going to do some wrap-up warrants, but like we definitely don't have everything. We do a final warrant for AP on July 15th. That's actually for June 30th, but hopefully all that stuff is encumbered. Like
right.
Just, although there'll still be some reimbursements, but we'll definitely be a lot closer than you know, we'll definitely have a good picture of where we're at.
Okay, so potentially like that Thursday of that last week in June.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's June 27th. So,
Okay, when we're done with this meeting, I can just have Randy add it to the calendar just so we have it
is
for,
that your fan, Malia?
You probably hear a fan, yes.
Okay.
I don't hear it that loudly, but is it picking it up really loud? I'm sorry.
I hear it. Do you, Jenna?
I hear it, but I can hear over it.
It's fine.
I
It's
can
white
I can
noise.
turn it down a little. So my office is an oven because it has a skylight and it got really warm this week.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's not a
You're
problem.
fine. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, anything else before we go into executive session or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then at this point, I would accept a motion to enter into executive session for purposes of considering applicants for employment or appointment by a preliminary screening committee, as the chair declares that an open meeting will have a detrimental effect in obtaining qualified applicants, district treasurer and assistant treasurer, as well to discuss and complete the evaluations for the current treasurer and assistant treasurer, then to return to open session.
So moved.
I guess I'll second that.
Can you second? Yeah. I mean, we
I
don't
guess
have
I'll
anyone else
second.
here.
Small groups
Great.
are fun.
I think we both approve then.
I think we do. So at this
All
point,
right.
we will leave this meet and I will see you back on the other one.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Do we actually hang up?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hang up.
Jana, do you need to let Ed know we're back?
Oh, there he is. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we are returning from executive session at 11:06 a.m. Okay. So I believe we had already made at the last meeting a motion to recommend Steve for the treasurer position.
Yes.
So at this time, I was hoping, we're just sort of moving him over, but I guess we need an official motion to hire John to move him over to assistant
As
treasurer.
an assistant treasurer,
Yeah.
sure, I can make that motion.
Okay.
To, I don't know, I don't have the wording, but to recommend John be appointed
To
as
recommend
assistant
to
treasurer.
the full school committee to, yeah, sorry.
That John
Lumbra?
thank you, Lumbra. I'm like Lumbra.
Lumbra.
Be appointed as assistant treasurer beginning July 1st. Or no, whatever date. June 15th, right?
No, I would say that is
No,
July 1st for him. Okay, thank you.
that John Lumbro, sorry, I'm just writing this down.
That's okay.
Wow, I'm gonna have to clean these up big time. Appointed to the assistant treasurer position starting 7/1/24. Okay, would anyone like to support, would you like to support your own motion?
No, I mean, I think it's covered. I think it's just a formality. We're good.
Okay, so.
I appreciate the ask, though.
So, I guess we'll approve that. Approved?
Yeah.
Approved.
I hope
okay.
they let me speak to my motion in the full committee when we get to the, the diversity thing again, but thank you for asking.
Gustafson
anyways.
and Brennan. So moved by Gus. This is so silly. Sorry.
Just put
It's
it in
like
the
there's
parentheses. They don't need the whole, just put it in the parentheses.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm just taking notes.
I had a note version and I somehow closed it, so now I have your version open. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'll close it so I don't screw it up. I don't know what happened to mine. Anyways, regardless.
So that is all set. And then I guess my question is, since we have some time, did you want to, Malia, look at the
We can look at it.
policy?
I mean,
Did you get, I sent you
I did.
a thing. Did you see it?
I did. I have to pull it up again. Actually, here, I have it up. Hold on.
I have a million copies of it.
Yeah, me too.
You what?
I'm all right.
But I have
waiting for it to load.
Oh, the hard copies that I hand out at every meeting.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna open it again because it's not loading. So give me a second to open it again.
And sorry, I didn't make the changes in the Google Doc.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Did it somewhere else.
Okay.
Because I did this
That's fine.
in March.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I'm trying to think. I think most of it made sense because most of it was from what I think I had sent in or suggested or whatnot.
Most of it was from the discussion that we'd had in the meeting
way
about
back
it.
When.
Right.
So wait, do you have a marked up one?
Not a school district marked up one, but her PDF version is essentially marked up. It's just not the official document.
Can you share it? Or is it attached to this meeting?
It's not. I sent it to Malia, but I can send it to you now if you
Or
want it.
either that, or if you just want to share your screen
Um,
while looking at the same thing, or is that annoying to you? Because I can, if it's easier for you to email, I can look at it.
yeah, let me just email it because I think it'll
Okay.
be.
I think it's a PDF, isn't it? At least the version
It
I
is a
got.
PDF. Yeah. Hang on.
But that, don't you guys have to, when you are changing policy, is that how you have to have the marked up version, right?
Yes, she marked this up as if it were the marked up version, but it's a working version. Right. Exactly. But can make a version that is updated. That makes sense.
All right, I just sent you an email.
All right. I have one of the printed copies, so.
Yeah, because
Okay.
so I have
Yeah, I got it.
right, because the one that Randy attached isn't an audit, it's just a PDF.
Yeah,
Right.
she did not attach
It was the original policy. That's what I looked at. It was just the policy with no
Yeah.
changes.
Correct.
Right,
She
but
didn't
it's
attach a
not, she
working
didn't send me an editable document.
Right.
Okay. How did you edit this one?
I literally copied it into a different,
So
into
you
just like my Word
you just made
Pages
a copy of
document
it.
and just made it up and then made a PDF of it.
Okay.
I just, it was totally
That's
not
what
on
we have to do. Yeah, that's what we do.
Google Docs in any way, shape, or form.
So you have the Google Doc. If we make additional suggestions right now, you can.
I do not. I will have to get it from Randy. I copied this off the PDF.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll just take notes. I'm gonna just read what. So what's in red is stuff we were.
Unless we can find it in the folder, I can search the drive.
Red
Business and finance.
Red is what we're adding, or red is what we're.
Red is adding.
Red is adding. Yellow is.
Isn't yellow adding too? Yellow's usually adding.
God, I wrote this so long ago. What did I do?
I think yellow is adding, and then there's a strikeout, and then there's.
No, I definitely added. The red I definitely added.
Hold on, I'm gonna look.
Red I added, and then. Hang on a second. The school committee chair will ensure. I don't know why that's in yellow. That's in
the yellow is currently in there.
Yellow's usually changes.
Right. I don't know why that's in yellow.
Maybe I'll read. It's the old one says the school committee chair will ensure that the audit advisory board has at least one member who is qualified in accounting or financial management.
Right. So I don't know why that's in yellow.
Maybe because it needs our attention.
Or maybe it's something we were going to look at and question.
Maybe. So I know that for me, I did the red is new.
Right. All right. That makes sense.
I'm just curious if.
I'm starting from the top. Is that what you want me to do? That's what Jim would tell me to do. Start from the top.
Yeah.
All right.
In your
second sentence, the purpose of the board is to review the yearly third-party audit reports in order to inform both the school committee and the member towns of the district's financial state based on these reports. I'd probably say financial status. I know I'm wordsmithing here. And then I would say independent, like it's not a third party, they're independent certified public accountants, like independent of the district. Like it's not, third party isn't the correct, I'd say the independent audit as opposed to third party.
Okay, hold on a second. I found the Google Doc for the audit advisory board.
Okay. So
So
then you can change it as,
hang on a second. So do you want me to make a copy of it? Or just actually go change it?
I would make a copy.
I would make a copy before I change it. Or,
Right.
you mean you have the one with the edits already on it?
Well, no, because I didn't do it in there.
Okay.
I would have to just go in and add them.
And then certified public accountant. Independent certified
So hang on a second. Let me see if I can make a copy.
accountant. Okay.
What was I doing?
Okay. So I have a copy. Do you want me to email you guys the copy?
No, I mean, can you
Or share the screen, whatever
share the
is easier for you.
screen? Whatever's easier for you, yeah.
I can try. Hang on a second.
If
I
it's
just have,
easier
like-
if you prefer to see us though, then just email the copy. But if you don't want to see us,
If you
then
don't want to see me yawning at you.
All right, let me see if I can share the screen. Hang on a second. I don't think I've ever done that before. How do I do that on a Mac?
It's down at the bottom on present now. It's like an up arrow near the raise your hand.
Oh, hang
Oh,
on.
she may not. Can you see it? Because if you're not the owner, you sometimes can't do it.
Where is it?
Like down at the bottom, present now. It's like an up arrow between the smiley face and the raise hand.
Oh, I see it.
And then you would want to like it gives
Allow
you
to
a
share screen or
choices.
share a window? Share a window, right?
Well, that will only share like that window that is you're on. Like, so if you're on it, then yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Well, no, because it'll.
What are the options? Tell me what the options are.
Hang on a second. That's not.
So if you can share entire screen or a tab, like, and then pick the tab that you're going to share.
Yeah, no, it's just sharing. Oh my God, stop.
So I feel like you just do like when you first get into that share.
Yeah, share
Do you
screen.
have like a Chrome tab that's open?
The options I have are allow to share window, allow to share screen.
Then do window and then pick the window that the document.
Right.
Oh,
You see it?
There
oh, now
we
we
go.
do.
Yeah.
I
It's
do.
blurry to me. I don't know why.
It's small.
Yeah, she's a little blurry.
It's okay. You can email it if it's easier for you. It's whatever's easier.
Do you want me to email it? Is it too
Yeah,
blurry?
that'd be better because that's terrible. Oh, now it's not blurry. What happened?
What?
It's
It
not
may have
blurry
just taken a
anymore.
minute to up. It may have just taken a minute to fully upload.
Okay.
So now it's
Oh,
not
it's
blurry.
even getting
Right.
clearer. Either my eyesight is getting bad.
No, I had the same issue, but now I can read it, so it's
Okay.
fine. I was at the eye doctor yesterday, so
I mean, Jana, if you just want to zoom in for us a little.
Zoom in.
oh yay, there we are.
There we go. How's that?
How's that?
Okay. That's
Good.
fine.
Can you still see
Is that
us?
good?
Yeah, I don't think she
No,
can
but
see us
that's okay.
anymore.
Okay.
I can't see
It's
you.
only two of us. We don't have
So
to.
you
We don't
we
have
make
to raise
two
hands
faces
or anything.
and
So.
whatever.
So
Okay,
the
so
one
I'm
that
going
you
to
had said-
do. I'm doing some
Are you?
stuff.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about formatting at this point. We'll figure that out later.
No. Oh my God, how do I do strike?
So you're adding in the.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want, just so it goes faster, because I could always change it, why don't you just tell me what you think from the other one, and then
Yeah.
I'll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so those were my only things on the first.
Well, what was
Okay.
thing.
what was it?
Sorry,
call
what was it
an
again?
Independent auditor. Like the purpose of the board is to review I would say the annual independent audit.
To review the annual independent audit.
Independent audit reports.
The
Annual independent audit.
just so you know, from when we did this last time, I did have a printout of the MGL about it, and it says the committee shall solicit proposals in contract with an independent certified public accountant to perform an annual fiscal audit.
Yeah.
And make management recommendations. So I don't know if you want to just say independent certified public.
The annual audit reports done by a certified public accountant or prepared.
Okay.
The purpose of the board is to review the annual independent audit reports done by, or the annual certified public accountant, independent certified public accountant audit.
Wait, sorry. The purpose of the board is to review the
Or
annual.
just leave it the way you had it. That's streamlined. I was just reading what the actual law said. So.
Well, I don't think it hurts to acknowledge that we're going to hire a CPA.
Okay. The independent certified public accountant audit. Is that what you said?
It says
reports.
It says it will be an independent certified public accountant to perform an annual fiscal audit. So,
all right, the annual independent audit reports completed by an independent CPA. What?
Completed by a certified public accountant.
We could say the yearly third-party audit report completed by a independent certified public accountant. Would that make sense?
Say it again.
We could keep the language you have and say review the. Actually, we could say review the annual independent audit reports completed by. Oh no, that's independent twice. Never mind. I say completed by an independent certified accountant, but that's using independent twice.
Right.
Get rid of the word independent. The purpose of the board is to review the annual audit reports completed by an independent certified public accountant.
That's good. Thank you.
Completed.
That is in MGL Chapter 71, if anyone cares. But.
You want me to spell out certified public accountant?
It entirely up to you. You can put CPA for now and
spell it out later. That's fine.
And I would call prepared by as opposed to completed by.
Yeah, thank you.
They're like as far from a
right.
By.
Okay.
Yep.
I would say the district's financial status as opposed to state.
Yes.
Financial status, right. Yep.
The board will be reformed every 3 years and consist of 7 voting members. And then you're
okay, so here's the thing about that. They're all in different cycles. They're not all up every year. So they're like staggered. So this year I think there were only 2 that were up, but each one is appointed for 3 years.
So I would say membership on the board will be a 3-year term and will be reformed every year or something. Is that what you mean?
The board,
The board will be you'd say membership on the board.
and 2 members.
Well, it's in the paragraph below. For some reason, I had crossed it out and moved it up to the top.
Yeah, I think I would continue. I was going to say maybe just take out that where you started, and I think it explains it in the next.
Just the existing paragraph.
Yeah, the existing paragraph I think explains it.
Right. Okay.
So just
I
take
must
out
have taken
the
them out for
regs.
some reason. I don't remember what it was. But okay, so
You're
we'll just
probably
leave
trying
that.
to clarify it because it is a little bit just weird, but it's not your fault. It's just the way it's written. So that makes sense.
Okay. Was there something about that yellow sentence that was?
Maybe you were questioning whether it needed to be there.
Probably.
I don't know where it came from. I mean, it's historic, so it's an archival statement. So I don't know if we need it to be there or not.
Well, what do you think?
It's redundant to that sentence before. I mean, you're saying the same thing.
True. I think we get rid of it. That makes sense.
Either that or combine it with that other sentence. Maybe you want to be stronger about, instead of just saying financial literacy, that each member must be independent of finance and should possess a reasonable level of financial literacy. Or maybe you just don't need it all, because then you continue on the next list of qualifications that seem to be deeming.
So you could just each member must be independent of the financial management and reporting system of the district, period.
And a reasonable level of financial literacy, I think, is not bad to have.
Right. Well, so if you continue reading, Malia, the next whole section,
right,
is like you could get rid of that one sentence, the school
Okay.
committee, because you then go on to say acceptable
Right.
membership qualifications, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Right.
So you get rid of that highlighted sentence and combine the
Understood.
paragraph.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
Got it.
What do you think? Because then it's
No, that makes sense.
probably-
That makes sense. Streamlining is good.
I mean, these are some
Sorry,
pretty.
this is it.
These are some pretty tough qualifications too.
Well, the towns recommend someone, and then
Yeah. Some members.
the
should
chair
possess
officially
ability to
appoints
do one or
them,
more
which
of the
is
following.
also complicated, but.
All right, so I'm just doing a comment. I'll figure out how to do the strike through later.
You got
Are
blurry
you
again.
okay? Are you
Did it
okay
get
with
blurry
those?
or is it me?
No, it got blurry again.
Ugh.
But I have it in front of me because I printed it out so I can read it.
Yeah. I'm still reading the other one she had too. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like add strike through, and I'd actually combine those paragraphs. Like, so that like after you're saying a reasonable level of financial literacy, next sentence, acceptable membership.
Right.
Acceptable membership. That make that part of that paragraph.
But you're getting rid of the reasonable level of financial literacy, though.
No, you could leave that there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought we were getting rid
No,
of it.
strike, like she's got it, like the highlighted sentence, we can get rid of that. That's redundant.
The school committee, yeah, that part. School committee shall.
I mean, unless you're specifically trying to say that the school committee chair should assign someone, but.
I think it's fine, though. I think it's fine to take that sentence out.
Okay.
Because obviously they will have been involved with business and finance or something of that sort. Theoretically, at least.
What do you think of the list of qualifications?
It says one or more of the following. I think it's,
Yeah, I think it's fine. There
I think
used to
number
be,
6 is kind of silly, but
there used to be, I swear, let's see. Hold on. I swear there was one. Maybe not. Okay, I'm imagining it. I thought there was something in the past about knowledge of school finance because that's the easiest way for a school committee member to be qualified. But that's okay. I think it's fine.
well, I think number 4 is kind of falling,
Yeah.
Number 6, I don't understand. Like,
Right.
learn what the roles and responsibilities are when you're on the board. That's just part of being on the board. Like,
Okay. We can get rid of it.
or unless they're just adding that one for like, oh, you've been on the board before, therefore you don't have any of the other things, but you know what the board's about. I don't know.
I think it's okay to get rid of that.
I think we can get rid of that.
Yeah. Established.
Okay. So then we have the Audit Advisory Board's major responsibility shall be to review the district's financial reporting process and annual audits, both financial and compliance. Does that sentence work for you?
I think so. I think it made sense.
Okay. So
Based on my
then
experience, it made
Right.
sense.
So the board, the majority vote will. I had
Okay.
struck through and meeting with the district's treasurer, superintendent, and director of business and finance. Because they don't currently do that.
They do not currently do that.
They do by virtue of the meeting.
Right, but the treasurer doesn't come to AAB.
No.
And the superintendent doesn't come to AAB.
But
So
isn't this saying that the board can vote to have that happen?
yeah.
So if they want to meet with the treasurer,
yes.
So I wouldn't leave that off the table. I'd leave treasurer.
Okay.
Okay.
But it says majority vote will. So do we want to change will to
Can,
can?
shall, may. Not instead of will, I would say.
Right. May?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you didn't do your edit there, just so you know.
Oh, right. Sorry. Force of habit.
Good thing you can't see me yawning. Well, Leah, you're not watching me, are you?
Okay.
Recorded, I have to stop.
So the only problem is if we change it to May, does that work for the rest of them?
Well, I gotta keep reading.
So I had taken out number 2 entirely.
Right. Well, I had a question about that, so I'll just keep. I'll. You know what? I think
it basically means they can ask for anything, anytime they want.
Well, it means that they can request financial information to help them in their analysis if they had questions. Most of this information should be included in the financial
audit
reports that some of it, but also if they're getting the minutes from business and finance, most of this information is in that.
Right.
But it's saying that they can request additional financial reports should they want them, to inform, whatever
Yeah, I think,
discussions.
yeah. I
But it
think
doesn't really
we're-
say to inform, it's just saying that they could basically bother the treasurer, the superintendent, or me for any documents at any time, whenever they want them.
So that's where it needs to be reworded. The board, through majority of vote, may request financial information from blah, blah, blah in order to, Malia, help me out. You were saying it better.
Yeah. I would say in order to inform their work or to clear, I don't know. Sometimes I know that, you've been there, so you've answered questions, but I know sometimes they have questions about digging into certain numbers, and, we've always been able to answer them, but this is, they're allowed to see the documents basically, but most of these would be included in business and finance minutes anyways, but, do you just want to say to inform their work or?
Well, to have more information pertaining to what they're seeing from the audit report. So like say if they're looking at what some of the findings were.
Yes.
And how, like,
clarify
why
findings?
Like what, show me how that happened.
To clarify findings work?
Yeah, to clarify information provided in the, from information, or like discoveries from the audit findings.
Oh, that would, to clarify
So they have, so
information.
board through majority vote may request financial reports from the treasurer, superintendent, director of business and findings to clarify audit findings.
That's good.
Have the board, so get rid of may request financial reports from the treasurer, superintendent, and director of business and finance to document audit findings.
But
Or to support, or to, like, go ahead.
I would say to clarify.
So I don't lose my thought.
To clarify.
To clarify or support audit
information. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question. If it says audit findings and that limits it to just the findings listed at the end of the audit, it does not allow them to request information about anything else that might be in the report.
Clarify, I'd say both, clarify audit reports and findings.
Can we just say to clarify information in the audit report?
Well,
What did you just say that made more sense? That's
clarify audit report, clarify audit reports and findings.
Okay, thank you. That would work too.
Okay, to clarify audit report and
findings. That's good, because then it's limited.
That's like you don't want them to just be like, hey, I want to see all of your cash transactions or something crazy. When there's nothing to suggest in the report that they need to see that.
Right.
So,
right.
And their request would go through the chair, who is a member of the school committee, so it would be controlled in how it was done.
Well, it's saying from the treasurer, superintendent, or director of business and finance.
Right.
Correct, but the chair of the audit advisory board is a school committee member who would be making these requests on behalf of the committee, of the AAB. So there would be a process. It wouldn't just be random people emailing.
Right.
It would be a controlled process, because I would think the chair of AAB would be making the request on behalf of AAB to whoever.
Do we want to leave in the rest of it, like with all the specifics of what types of accounts, or do you want to take that out?
Get rid of that.
What?
We're going to replace that with to
get rid of all that documented detail, but period after clarify, like the rest.
Period after findings, which we just added. Yeah.
Okay, and then get rid of the rest.
They want to ask for financial reports, they should know what they need to ask for.
Correct.
What they're
Correct.
in the financial.
Okay.
statements. We
All
don't
right.
need to give them ideas.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm okay with number 3.
3 and 4 didn't have any changes.
All right. The only thing, the only thing is may recommend to the school committee selection. The amount of the contract, in the terms of the contract. So here's the thing, we are by law, like our auditors, they do the same audit for any governmental school district, like those bodies, they have like, we can't prescribe that. That's already prescribed to them. So for them to say like how we're going to be able to like decide on an amount, it's going to be what it's going to be. And in terms of their contract, like their engagement, like the terms of their contract, that engagement letter we sign is like how they engage with all their clients. So I don't see how the audit advisory board is going to be able to say, we're going to do something different, or like the terms of the contract.
Right.
It's already prescribed by law.
Okay. So you would suggest getting rid of everything after the financial
Like
affairs of the district?
100% okay. Like if you would like to recommend the selection of an audit firm and then after 3 years review performance, sure. But I don't feel like the amount of the contract, in terms of the contract, or even within our purview, to be honest with you, we're the auditors.
It's set by law, basically.
Right. They have, like I said, those auditors are coming in and doing what they need to in order to cover what needs to be done that we have to do every year. Like,
okay. So I'm just striking through that.
Yeah.
So I'm just striking through the second half of the first sentence.
Yeah. And we're like, we don't, the other thing is to, well, I mean, they can recommend whatever they want, I suppose, but receive time. Don't want to meet with the auditor and district administration. So this is a weird one starting that, because if we're staying up at the top, the board through majority vote may receive timely information about the timeline.
Okay.
May.
Because 4 feels like a shall.
4 is something that we have not, so it's something that hasn't happened in recent years, but probably should, but I don't know if they determine when to meet with the auditor and district administration is within the purview of the AAB. It usually happens kind of with conversations that Michelle or whoever is in her role would have with the firm itself.
So this is a tough one for me because I feel like this isn't a May situation, what they're asking.
Right.
This should be this should maybe be pulled out of here and say, as part of the process for the audit advisory board, we should be telling them what the timeline is for the audit and determine when we can meet with them. Like that's a should, that like we should, that should be, they should be making sure that we are working on the audit and what's the timeline and when will we meet with you so they know that it's happening.
So what if the first 3 are may, and then what if we did another line, the board through majority vote shall for 4 through 7? Or will, or whatever.
I have a different thought on how to do it. Could we change the header to the board through majority vote, and then on the ones that are may, say may 1, may establish an understanding, 2, may request, 3, may recommend, and then the others are what they are.
Yeah, good idea.
That just makes it cleaner and
Yeah.
shorter.
Okay.
So on the ones
so
that
we're-
say May, we just embed it.
So we're adding May to 1 through,
1 and 2, because actually number 3 also we have to do by law, I believe.
Number 3?
Yeah.
No.
Do you not have to recommend the selection of a board?
They can recommend, but if they don't, I'm required to get someone to do the audit. Do you know what I mean? Like we're
Oh, okay. All right.
all right,
Yeah.
so 1 through 3 is May,
yeah.
and then right
Like
now
we
we're
will
saying,
take we will certainly take their opinion into consideration and more than likely would listen to what they recommend.
Yeah.
But ultimately it's up to the district to make sure that the audit is being done and
Mhm.
selecting an auditor and all that.
okay, so you want to put shall in front of 4.
I don't think we even have to write shall. I think it's just implied. Because if you don't say may, it's just a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't read right. The board through majority vote receive timely, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you need a
Will
right.
receive.
verb. You need a verb.
right. So do you want it to
Okay,
be
so that may
will
not
or
work, but
do you want it to be will or shall? It was will.
will is fine. I don't like shall. I think shall's an old-fashioned word.
Will is
Will is
fine.
fine. Okay.
I think will is fine.
And I think will receive. I don't know that you need the word timely, but
Finally, yeah, no, you would just
will
receive
receive
information.
information about the timeline for the annual audit and determine when to meet with the auditors and district administration.
That's fine.
Okay.
And FYI,
And
this is like kind of I don't know with I don't know if you want periods or no periods. It's kind of going back and forth at the end of these, like that.
Oh yeah.
Period.
I think 1 is just a typo. It's just missing a period in that 1.
Just be
Hey,
consistent on that.
guys, I'm just adding the period. I can't.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
We're being
So, quiet. Sorry. Hey,
Okay, all good.
Merlin.
I have a dog too. We get it. Oh no.
yeah, so number 5, I agree, should come out. Number
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
5 needs to come
Yeah.
out. Yes,
number
absolutely.
6 looks good to me.
Wait, so 5 we are striking out?
Yeah.
Yes, entirely. That's one that we don't do,
Yeah.
and it's hard to do.
Yeah. And number 6, I would say will participate in exit interviews with the. I don't know if you want to call it exit interviews, but like I don't like that terminology. But will participate where the auditor comes in and discusses the audit. Will participate.
Well, this one says. Okay. This one, I
prior
think
to development of the
management letter. Yeah, I think number 6 was intended. Again, none of these from 6 on have really been done, but I think number 6 is intended to be that when you have the draft, before you write the management letter, that they would come and discuss that with AAB and would be able to have a discussion with the auditor and the business manager prior to the draft management letter being done. To maybe inform, clarify, etc. I don't know if we need that. I don't know if that's useful because I know since you've been here, you've done the draft letter and then provided it to the AAB and the committee. So I don't know if that step is necessary or not.
So what's interesting is the draft, like I do share with them the draft management letters, but they don't necessarily give me, they're like, just respond to them. And then,
Right. So the question is whether you would like the discussion, whether it is useful, practical, and or in the committee's best interest, I suppose, to have this discussion with AAB and the business manager prior to the draft management letter. I guess maybe it would be, the only reason I could see it potentially being helpful is that we did find something that needed clarified a couple of years ago. And it might be helpful to have clarification sorted out before the draft management letter responds to something in case that something changes. But it might be also a step that's kind of a burden to you all as well. So
just as far as process, this is how I think it should work.
Yeah.
That we're going to get draft financial statements and management letter from the auditors once they've completed their work. So before, it would be best practice if we had an audit advisory board meeting to go over here's their management letter findings, and they can give input, or I can give input as to how I'm going to respond to those.
yeah.
So I think we're kind of saying that in the next one, in the next.
The difference between the two.
We're saying it in the next one.
The difference between the two, though, is that the second one talks about to review and discuss drafts of the report, but not the management letter response. And then it also says to receive final reports at a later date. So it doesn't mention talking prior to the development of the management letter or talking about what's in the management letter. Isn't the management letter your response?
No. So what they do is they give me their, as part of the draft, they give me their findings. The final audit report will include my responses, the district's responses to those findings.
Right.
So it does make sense to meet with the audit advisory board to discuss the draft and what the findings are and how I might respond to them.
Correct.
But it doesn't make sense to meet with the audit firm with the drafts because that turnaround time is really quick too. Like I would want to respond to those and get the final statements out. They're not going to change their findings. It's just giving the district an opportunity to respond to those findings.
Right. Although, again, I go back to a couple of years ago where we did have something that came up in the AAB that was a question, and we found out that they had to correct something in their report because they had misstated something. I can't remember what it was, but it was some calculation that was, and they're like, oh, yeah, we made a mistake and we have to correct that. It wasn't a finding, but it was something with how something was phrased that was not correct. And I specifically remember that they're like, oh, yeah, we have to fix that. And that came up in discussion with the audit advisory board because someone had a question about it.
Yeah.
And so if we don't discuss the drafts with them at all, then they don't have a chance to do that before the final report.
So that's what I'm saying. On 6th, I feel like we need to discuss the drafts with the audit advisory committee, but not with the audit firm at that point. The audit firm isn't going to come in until, like, they should come and discuss the audit. Like it'll be finalized because the audit, it's not like we can change the audit. The audit is the audit. This is what we found. This is how the district responded. Do you know, like, so I feel like the 6 and 7 kind of can be either put together. Like I would say not 6 would be something like meet with district, like instead of participate in the exit interviews, I'd get rid of from participate to and I'd put meet with district administration to provide input prior to the development, or wait, to meet with district administration to provide
input into the draft
and explanation for
Wait, sorry, start again?
meet with district administration to provide input and explanation for responses to the draft financial statements and management letter. And management letter responses.
So responses to
Wait.
the draft.
We're saying responses twice?
No, management letter responses. Hold on, I'll just type it in and then I'll tell you how to reword that. Wait, we'll meet with district administration.
So I just added a comment. Can you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at your comment. So go back to your comment and I'll read out loud where I think you should. So we'll meet with district administration. Oh, you got that. It's we'll meet. Well, you can add it to your current comment. You're adding another comment? Oh, you can.
Oh, I can add it to the other comment. Wait a second.
And explanation.
Can you edit it or no?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so you wanted to say, we'll meet,
meet with district administration
right,
to provide input and explanation
yeah,
to the draft financial statements and management letter responses.
Responses.
Does that make sense?
yeah,
And then the number 7 basically should be meet with the professional audit forum to review and discuss the annual audit report instead of drafts of the annual audit reports.
okay, yeah.
Instead, because like we're going to discuss the drafts with them before the auditor comes in. The auditor's not going to come in between draft and final. That's literally like a 1 week time period. And they're not at the point of like changing an audit.
So this is my only question, and I can't find the note, but I know I have it. I think I put AAB away for a while because we weren't doing it. There was something that came up. It was the last one we looked at. And when the auditor was there, he was there by Google Meet or Zoom, I think. There was a specific question that came up and some language that needed change. It wasn't changing their findings, but it was clarifying something in the language of the report that needed change before the final. And they did. They're like, oh, yes, we understand what you're talking about. We need to fix that because there was some paragraph that had incorrect. It had an incorrect statement about something, and they fixed it based on the discussion.
I think, Malia, they can fix it even if it's a final report.
Right.
Do you see what? So I'm saying, like,
yeah,
as a matter of process.
Okay,
You should meet with the audit advisory board in draft form so they can
Correct.
make any comments or if they.
So that was my question. Is it a final report or is it still a draft? That was my question.
Yeah, so I don't think it, like, if they even find something after when they come in, even if it's finalized, I think they can still amend their report.
Amend it. Okay.
And do it. But
That's fine.
as a matter of practice, we should meet with them in draft form, and then the auditors can come in after they've already reviewed it and we've submitted. So I would actually reword the number 7. So number 6 is going to be, I'm going to just read this again. Number 6 is going to be, we'll meet with the district administration to provide input and explanation to the to the draft financial statements and management letter responses. Number 7 should be, will receive final, like I'd switch those paragraphs so that, or switch those sentences. Will receive final written financial reports prepared by the district's independent audit firm that are, I hate that sentence. Receive final written reports.
Just put a period after firm.
Yeah, just will receive final written financial reports and will meet with the district's independent professional audit firm to review and discuss the annual audit.
Okay, so we'll receive final written reports.
Final financial report, written reports is fine. Final written reports, and we'll meet
with
the district's
independent professional audit firm
to review and discuss the annual audit.
Yeah.
To review and discuss the annual audit report. Okay, we'll receive final written reports and we'll meet with the district's independent professional audit firm to review and discuss the annual audit report.
Yes.
Okay. 8, report to the full school committee within 30 days on the adequacy of the financial management and reporting system and summarize any changes, improvements in procedures, practices, and or auditing policies deemed necessary.
So do we used to have the auditors come in and speak to the full committee?
I don't recall them speaking to the full committee. I recall them speaking with AAB and sometimes business and finance, but not the full committee. But we can change that. We can change whatever we want.
Report to the school committee.
But this is that AAB will report to.
Right, so this is like if Malia is the chair, she's reporting.
Oh, all right. Okay.
We're bringing the audit forward to the full committee saying we've discussed it, etc. And this is the final report. And I think by law, it has to be within 30 days.
Right.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
And so that's what it means.
Okay. So that one's good. Number 9.
I just have to add, hang on a second.
We have to add will.
Yep. Okay, number 9.
That's.
Isn't that redundant?
No, it's a different audit report.
End of year report
right.
that we Jesse.
Different report.
Right.
That it's not really an audit, by the way. It's just a report.
So we can just say end of
Add
year.
will, take out report, or take out audit.
Receiving.
Isn't it called the end of year audit though?
We do call it that. It's Desi has them go through. It's just to make sure we prepared that report correctly.
Right.
It's so you can leave it there. It's fine. Don't take it. Just put it. It's fine. It's wordsmithing, but I would maybe not capitalize audit.
Okay. That makes sense.
Will receive. Yeah.
Okay. 10 I had crossed. All right. So 10 I had changed. I had changed it to the director of business and finance will update the business and finance subcommittee and the school committee on the progress towards implementing the audit recommendations per the management letter.
Well, that's outside of this.
Yeah. Oh,
Can you excuse me 1 minute, please?
Sure,
Yep.
sorry. I mean, if we need to end and keep doing this another time, we can, because it's already
Well, we're
been.
so close. Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay,
Or 2 minutes.
okay,
okay, that gives me time to answer my phone because my son's calling me.
okay, sure, go ahead.
Hello. Sorry, I'm back.
That's okay, I'm still waiting on Michelle.
Nathaniel called me and I was like, I cannot. Ugh. He was trying to golf today. I'm like, why? I don't really understand.
Not a great day for golf.
No. Let's see. All right. I had a missed call at 12:07. Darn. I didn't hear that one. That's not from him, but because I told someone I'd probably be done by 12. But
Oh,
that's
sorry.
okay.
Do you need to?
No, I can't call them back. It was Apple. So I have to,
sorry.
no. I didn't realize they were calling. I asked them to let me know if they were calling and they didn't. They just called. Okay.
Oh.
That's okay. But I do have to go by 12:30 because I have another meeting.
Okay.
I've won. So
So.
hopefully it will get done. But I think there's just one. I think it's just number 10 that is that is not done and needs to be figured out how we want to word it.
Right.
And then I would propose leaving number 12, honestly. They like that a lot. They like knowing what's going on. And I think that's a good way to keep them updated.
Okay.
Personally, unless we put them online. If we put them online, then they can access them online, which is what we did start doing with Dan. We had a subcommittee section set up and we put them online and then they could look online anytime they wanted.
Right.
That would work too, because then we don't have to send a separate email, but they do like knowing what's going on and having access to those minutes. And I think it saves a lot of questions.
Okay. Because I haven't been sending them.
No.
Like, I don't even.
Well, Randy should be, but we
Okay.
haven't been sending them. No. I mean, I should be, well, not anymore because I'm not the chair at the moment, but as the chair can do it, but Randy was doing it for us. But honestly, the easiest thing that we came up with when Dan was still here was just putting them online and then they could look, and they like that too, because then they can share them with other people. And, it's more transparent for everybody.
So should we just, by receiving copies of their monthly minutes, should we take out via email in case we
Yeah.
decide to put them online?
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's
Because
my
via email is
opinion. I
very
mean,
specific.
Michelle might disagree, but that's what I think.
No, I think they're posted.
Well, we're hoping we can post them. If they're posted in the superintendent's report, that's not helpful, but they would like them like as soon as they're approved, if they get put on the website. That would be that worked really well for them when we did that.
So you need a verb there too as well. Act as liaison.
I think the purpose, I don't think it's,
Do you want
I
will
think
liaison?
I think liaison was the verb in this case.
But do you want will?
Yeah. Or maybe we want to change the whole thing to
I
like
would say act
communicate.
as.
I
What?
think liaison was the verb though,
Be. Huh?
because it's that they are having a connection with business and finance and being kept up to date on the finances, but it's not an action they're taking. It's something that they're receiving.
So then just say connect with. Connect with. I don't know.
That's what I think liaison was.
Right.
Liaison was a verb in that
Okay.
case. Which is, you know, we can change it if it doesn't make sense to you, but that was how I read it.
When you read
Okay.
it from the top, like if you're reading from that initial sentence, it sounds weird.
Okay.
But I don't need to wordsmith it, to be honest.
Okay. We can look at it again. But number 10 is the main one we needed to sort out.
So that's perfectly, I'd leave 10 as it was, because I would say we'll meet with the Director of Business and Finance on a quarterly basis. I wouldn't put at least quarterly, because
Okay.
that might not be necessary, but maybe, like, up to you guys. I don't know if we need,
Do you think it's reasonable to meet quarterly? Because I know there was a lot going on this year, but they did not meet quarterly because we didn't have anything to share with them. Do you think when we're in our new pattern that meeting quarterly is reasonable and you'll have information to discuss and update them on?
I don't think it's,
that was my
I wouldn't put at least.
Correct. But if we just say
that leaves us that we have to meet quarterly, but they should check in a couple times a year. Like when we get into an annual audit mode, quarterly might be a lot, actually.
Well, do you want to say at most quarterly?
No, just put that.
Because if you will meet quarterly, you will meet quarterly.
Right.
I think having,
I think it's logical that they receive updates on how the audit's going and when, and then, but I don't know. In my experience, let's see, if you go way back to, sorry to say his name, but way back to when Dan was here, there was a period where I think I was the second representative, so I wasn't chair, but there was a period where they did meet quarterly for like a year, honestly, and they had a schedule of when they met and they talked about different things. However, in reality, I don't really think that has happened most of the time. And I question if it was necessary that year either. I just don't think there's enough to share, although I think the AAB really likes being updated. And that's necessary to have like a check-in maybe.
So do you want to take out the time period and just say we'll meet to receive updates?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the rest is okay?
To receive updates on progress. Yes. So instead of the red part you had, just keep what we just changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that makes sense because checking in on the progress is the second part of what they're supposed to do. And obviously you'll have time to work on that now that we're done with, we're getting caught up. And so working on progress of things, we'll actually have updates.
And I would say on number 11, that would be a May.
Yes. And I don't think it's ever happened really. I think the best way that it happens is that the chair of Audit Advisory Board is often on business and finance and can give updates on what business and finance is doing. Or what IAB is doing to business and finance. But they're not always on business and finance, so.
And I guess, Jenna, if like you could do the document, it'd be better from like, and send it to us, then I could.
Oh, yeah, no, I will.
And then we can go from there.
No, I will actually go through and figure out how to do it properly with strike throughs and yellow and whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun.
Okay.
Are we okay with 12?
Yeah.
Yeah. My only thing is I'm just finding that like if I read the top sentence, it just sounds weird to me.
The liaison with business and finance.
The board through majority vote liaison. Do you see what I'm saying?
You don't need a vote to liaison with the business and finance committee.
But we have that top, the board through majority vote.
So that's a really interesting question because most of these are not things that require votes.
How about may act as a liaison? Yeah, they don't. I don't know.
Most of
I
these
was
don't
going to say
require
that at the
votes.
outset. Do all these things require a majority vote?
No, only the first one. Or the second one also. The first two are the only ones.
So you want to
actually the first one doesn't even require a vote. It's just the second one that requires a vote.
So you want to take out through majority vote and just do the board, and then I can do
Through majority vote, where you have to put that?
On number 2,
May.
yeah.
So May through majority vote on number 2.
Yeah. I think that makes sense because I think that's the only one that requires a vote. The recommendation of the auditing firm also would require a vote, technically. But all the rest does not.
Okay, so number 2.
3.
I think you have to.
Okay, so number 2 says, May through majority vote.
I think that's the only other one.
So number 2, and what's the other one?
Number 3.
Oh, and number 3. Okay.
Because it's a recommendation.
And I'd say 11.
You'd say 11 too?
Yeah. Because wouldn't they have to agree that they want to recommend this to the school committee?
Where is that?
Number 11.
Recommend any. Okay. And recommend through majority vote. Well, yeah, probably better to have agreement, I suppose.
On the recommend part, if you're recommending that to the school committee that there needs to be some changes.
Correct.
To agree to that, correct?
Correct. Then there's a formal vote that goes along with everything.
So where do you want to put the vote part for 11?
After recommend.
Okay.
I think. At least I think that makes sense.
Okay, and then and number 3 needs it.
I wonder. Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. We also probably need to add some new legal references to the bottom because it only has a WRC policy. It doesn't have any of the Mass General law, which is.
Oh crap, I don't have any of those.
No, it's Mass General law. hold on. It is chapter, I have one of them printed out, chapter 71, section 16A. Talks about warrants and audits.
Okay.
There may be more, but that's the statement that we quoted that says you must have solicit. You
Okay.
must solicit proposals and contract for an audit, and you shall receive it in public session, and et cetera, et
Great.
cetera. It's like one
Okay.
paragraph.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up this document, and then I can send it to you guys and we can read it and do a vote at our next business and finance meeting.
That makes sense.
Does that work?
Mhm. And
Okay.
hopefully the new members don't have a lot of questions and wordsmithing that they want to do.
Hopefully
dear
not.
God.
I mean, I don't know how all that's going to be decided, but hopefully soon.
I'm teasing.
I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea of what committees are going to look like. So
I was approached about being on legal, which has to do work immediately, and I was expecting to hear very soon, and haven't. So because of obviously what happened to Sherry. So
Okay.
right.
who
Okay.
knows? Who knows? Life happens.
Right.
I have a
Okay.
feeling I
And-
know one thing that's delaying it, but that's not up to me. I have a speculation.
Okay.
But that's outside of our public session.
Right. And then, so I will send you guys the rating system for the evaluations. And then does
Good.
anyone have anything else before I can just adjourn it with no further business at?
I think we're good.
We're good. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Guys.
Bye.
I am
Talk to you
adjourning at
later.
12:22.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Where am I?